Hey guys, Mellow Retro here. Welcome to part 4 of Final Fantasy VIII. Today we're going to Timber, so that should be a lot of fun. Very quickly, I'm just going to show you that trick I was talking about earlier. We are going to buy 30 tents, and then using the ability that Siren just unlocked, Refine Life Magic, we can turn those tents into 100 Kiragas for everybody. So there you go, now we have a 3rd level spell very early in the game. Ideally you would use it defensively, but I think I'm going to use it offensively. Should make this playthrough go a lot faster and we'll be just fine either way. See, right now, I could use it to get insanely high HP for this point in the game. Alright, so here we are at Balam Station. And on we go. First of many train rides. Trains are pretty cool, actually. I've only been on 1 or 2 trains that I remember. I've heard it's a highly underrated way to travel. You've got plenty of room to move around, you get a good view of the landscape. I would imagine that in a remake, you could find a way to really expand the train system, make it a lot more relevant and useful. Of course, we all know Selphie's a train person. Hope everyone's having a good weekend, or whatever day you're watching this on. That right there, I wonder, it could just be a coincidence, but I wonder if that's some sort of foreshadowing, since we do kind of go to the future later on. I don't know, that might be intentional, it might not be. Yeah. It's like having a 5-year-old on a special force squad. And now we make our first trip to the dream world. This particular part of it looks really nice with graphic mods. So I guess we're in Timber right now, before a lot of it got burned down. Yeah, I forgot that I hadn't showed you guys the, that forest battle screen yet. That one looks really nice. Okay, now we get the piano scene. Good stuff. If I can find the place. Here we go. I was pretty lucky actually. I didn't know where I was going. No, I wonder, was that Selfie or Squall saying that Logan is cute? Or Zell, maybe, I guess. That actually is a really good song. I love the piano-only version of it. She didn't talk about the part where his leg cramped up. She didn't put that part in the song. I stole that from a YouTube comment. It had me rolling the first time I saw it. Is he just her bodyguard, I wonder? I love how he doesn't even try to blame it on like a war injury or anything. Ah, this is getting good now. And see, like, that's just coming up with that idea, you know, pulling the camera back Simpsons style to reveal something funny. I mean, just having the thought to do that in a video game with this kind of limited technology, it's just so clever. It's amazing how many storytelling elements they were able to explore using such limited technology. That's another thing I've noticed using these graphic mods. You know, you can see and make out the animations so much better, and that actually helps the story in a pretty big way, actually. There are times now when I can tell when a character's, like, laughing or something, and I couldn't really tell before. Not tonight, though. He's all ears for Julia. Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. Yeah, see right there, he says I must be dreaming. And there's a line in the song where she says, then you'll know you're not dreaming. So yet another parallel, and that one's just hidden within the song. Yeah, that's actually kind of important to the story, his becoming a journalist, because it has a lot to do with how he ended up where he became eventually. So I guess it looks like she gave him a ring there. I wonder if it's the same ring he gives Rain later on. See, again, that could be a huge plot element that you might not have noticed before without graphic mods. Yeah, in a way, I find it kind of sad that Laguna and Julia never got to be together, but if they had, then I guess we wouldn't have Squall and Renoa. Not without incest, anyway. Yeah, that would be my first suspicion. Oh man. That's so intense it made the train noise stop. Yeah, I don't know if they would brush it off that easily. I mean, this is a world full of magic, so even if that's a new type of magic, it seems like they'd be able to do some kind of research on it. Well, I guess that solution does kind of make sense. As soon as they're done with the mission, they'll look into it. Yeah, I don't think we're able to leave the town right now, otherwise I would show you the surrounding map, which looks really nice. But we're in Timber now, and it looks really good. By the way, I'll probably cut out a lot of the mission briefing with the toy trains and all that, because it's just very long and tedious, and it's really kind of pointless. There's really nothing you learn in that briefing that you need to know or don't find out somewhere else. He just leaves Zilla hanging. Also, once I get to the part where you have to input the codes on the train, I may have to edit out a few failures there, because I have a custom control scheme going, and that can make that part very difficult, because you don't get the right cues. Yeah, when she left, Squall at the party, that's who she was headed for. Yep. Sid is a lot more, mellow in this game than Sid usually is in Final Fantasy. We'll let her keep her original name, I guess. I don't like to dictate other people's names. It's kind of, presumptuous, you know? Yeah, so he was just pretending he couldn't dance. You know, I think Selfie's plan might have actually been better than what these guys come up with. Yes, we understand. Do not explain again. See right there the way that lighting effect or that moving picture or whatever it is creates the illusion that we're moving? That's brilliant. And I guarantee you it's something simple like that. Yeah, see, a lot of this is probably based on actual dictators from history. A lot of that sounds like stuff that Stalin did. Although I guess it's pretty generic stuff that pretty much all dictators do. Yeah, so here the prison and the missiles are foreshadowed. Without radio signals because those don't work. I'm pretty sure the Anarchist Monthly is mentioned elsewhere. In fact, I'm pretty sure you can find copies of it. Okay, let's get this over with. There's before reshade and after. See how much better the lighting is? I just now realized there was a part in that cutscene where you could very briefly see chocobos in the background. Yeah, let's get this over with. My thoughts exactly. Okay, we're done with all that shit. Nice cutscenes, though. God, the reflection there. That's impressive. Okay, got my equipment back. Yeah, I don't think the game itself ever really tells you anything about Renoa and Cypher's relationship, other than the fact that they used to have one. Here it is. Yeah, this is heavy stuff here. Okay, I'm gonna use this opportunity to stock up on zombie. I'll edit that part out. Okay, I'm back. I've finished drawing all my zombie. That's something I like to do early on. Selfie has status attack, so I can junction 100 zombie to her attack, which is pretty helpful early on. So now all we gotta do is cast Kiraga on him till he dies. Shouldn't take long. Yeah, there's a mod that restores the original uncensored version of that enemy, where his insides are actually like flesh colored instead of blue and green like they are now. And that's it. Oy. Yeah, that's insane is what it is. I mean, most revolutions take a lot longer than one lifetime. Sid basically just signed away their entire lives to this one-horse rebellion here that clearly doesn't have their shit together. Yep. There's good and bad on both sides of every conflict. It's important to remember that. Yeah, way ahead of you on that. Okay, this video's gotten pretty long, so I think we're just going to finish up here in Timber, which shouldn't take much longer. Just gotta go to the TV station, watch a cutscene or two. We don't have any major battles left, so... And now someone's attacking us in the doorway of the hotel. And we're gonna have no encounters soon, or at least half encounters, so... that's actually true. Almost all jokes have some grain of truth in them. Man, the lighting in here is just... Before reshade. After. Tell you, people really busted their asses on these games. I mean, the backgrounds alone. And in a lot of ways, I actually kind of think these older 2D pre-rendered backgrounds actually look kind of better than the newer stuff in some ways. Of course, the newer stuff looks more realistic, but you know, with procedural generation, it's just a random assortment of terrain and trees and rocks, and these backgrounds here were handcrafted, and everything was designed to have color balance, composition, symbolic value, all that stuff. Yeah, I'd forgotten how dark this game could get. We've got a man's kids getting threatened. Someone shooting a dead body. Oh yeah. We can actually fight these guys if we get nosy enough. That's actually a pretty valid point, you know? Don't get me wrong, I'm as progressive as anyone, but I think too many people just confuse growth with progress. The obsession with the idea that more is better. More buildings, more people, more this, more that. I think there are some civilizations who have an understanding that, you know, size and quantity is not really what matters. It's quality and quality of life. It's not really the exact point he was making, but, you know. Oh, I actually forgot to give her zombie. Really? Douchebags. No, I get it. His kids are in danger, so I guess we can explore the wilderness next video. See, we should have an alternate story where he gets Renoa instead of Squall. I mean, he's nicer to her, he gives her potions. That guy actually respawns. You can pretty much get infinite potions from him if you have Renoa with you. That's the only time he'll give them to you. So yeah, I'm guessing that was Zone. It's established later on that he's always wearing disguises. Yeah, we can have a look in Timber Maniacs real quick. Yeah, those if you don't know, Timber Maniacs, the issues you find all around the world, those unlock entries into Sophie's diary that explain things about Laguna, his past, how he got where he is. Huh. Yeah, as a creative, I can relate to that line. Especially the way video games are going nowadays. It's a really good camera angle there. Yeah, that may be cliche advice, but believe me, it is priceless. I used to be like Squall and roll my eyes at older people going on. It is true what they say, you will get older before you know it, before you have any idea what happened. We should be wrapping things up pretty soon. Man, I just love how relaxing these atmospheres are. The music and everything else, it just feels like time is standing still. See, again, it's like everything kind of has a touch of sci-fi to it. I tell you, if I got high enough, I could sit and watch that tiger transform into a woman for hours. Let's just give him the card, shut him up, get him out of the way. Yeah, we killed 2 guys for it. For a card. Well, we got 2 cards out of it, so I guess it was worth it. A card for each life, that seems fair. Alright, on we go. Just gonna do this TV station cutscene. That'll be the end of this video. I didn't realize it was that kind of kidnapping mission. What kind of plans did Renoa have for President Dilling there? Yeah, I think there's some kind of Easter egg. Like developer names or something you can see in all that code. I'm not sure. Yeah, he has a point. Clearly, she put a lot of thought into that decision. Yeah, see, again, if you go the extra mile and talk to those guys in the train, it gives you a better understanding of what she means when she says, yeah, this is serious business for us. All right, President Trump.
We got a new ambassador. It's a great sorceress. It's going to be the greatest sorceress you ever seen. We got a good plan. It's a great plan. It's going to work.
Okay, let's not get political. After all, Trump is not a real politician. And see here, just the decision to use a different text box. Small things like that make such a big difference, and it just goes to show how much attention to detail was given in these games. That does, to some degree, make your subconscious see it as broadcast dialogue rather than just regular dialogue. Now see, they get mad at Zilla for spilling the beans, but Keistis just talked about Cypher breaking out of the disciplinary room. Pretty sure they would have figured out either way that he was from the garden. I mean, in reality, they would all be in uniforms anyway, unless they were working undercover. So I guess that train was their base? That one little compartment car? Okay, there's a save point right nearby here, so I'm gonna let that be the end of the video. So yeah, thanks for hanging around, watching. Hope you guys had fun. Next time we'll pick up with Galbadia Garden, and shortly after that we'll start the mission to assassinate the sorceress. So yeah, we're actually getting pretty close to the end of disc 1 already. So yeah, thanks for watching, like and subscribe and all that, and we'll see you next time.